Why, hello and welcome back. Lots of things have happened. As you can clearly see, the ship is now colored. Well, it's orange, rather. And lots of other things have happened. As you can see, we actually finished the ship. Well, as finished as it's going to be for the time being. And I did many ice runs and filled up the tanks with hydrogen. And the leftover ice is in the ship in here. We'll actually go over what has changed in the ship other than, well, obviously the color is orange with white accents. We have a beacon here, which is completed. Also, you'll see down there, there's something special there. Also, I put in a cargo container so we can access all of this stuff inside of our engineering bay, which we will take a look at inside. And down here we have our nuclear reactor. I had to put it somewhere, and this is the only place that I had room. And I also extended this platform out so that in space we can, walk down to it. Well, we actually can't walk down to it. We'll have to fly down to it. And then there is a Gatling turret here, so if anybody is out in space or anything is out in space, the Gatling turret will shoot at it so it doesn't steal our precious uranium that's inside of the reactor. Okay then. Swiftly moving on. Not much has changed on the outside other than the appearance. We finished all of our thruster pods as well as the thrusters down there, and the Sabaroids are still at it like always. So inside here, one thing I probably should do is I should probably put a gravity generator in here before we leave. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But actually, I don't know if I'll need to do that. Well, actually, I probably should, because otherwise I'll need to use my jetpack to get around everywhere, and that uses hydrogen. And as we know, hydrogen is a valuable resource, especially when I use it to fly my ship. Alright, in here we have the engineering bay. It's actually completely sealed off. Well, not from oxygen, but it is sealed. And in here we have a light, so I can turn off this, and we still do have light in here. And via cargo container, we can access everything in our ship. I also moved a lot of the components that we ground away last episode into this small cargo container, as well as a lot of the components that were just sitting around in our regular base into here. I still have to grab the refined materials and put them in our assembler. And then I'm going to probably put the rest of the ice in our cargo container so that when we need it, it can get refined. Alright. However, I got to make sure that we don't put too much stuff in this ship, as the more we add to this ship, the heavier it is and the harder it will get, the harder it will be to get into space. So that is going to be something I need to keep in mind. Alright. Well, there we go. That was a brief tour of what has changed. So, it's almost ready to go, but as I would like to take a look around this planet one time before we leave, maybe scavenge some stuff off of that base in the distance, and maybe even off of those ships way in the distance. We will see. Alright. Because I think they had some pretty useful things on them. I know, well, the crashed ship itself probably didn't have much on it. However, that base over there, I could probably grind away a couple of the things and get quite a few motors and other good components out of it. So, also there was that buggy that was crashed as well that we could take a look at. So, there we go. There is our ship that we're going to be leaving this planet with. Hopefully. And it's looking very, very much like a rocket now. Haha. Alright. Let's head on out in this direction. We'll stop at the buggy first and see what there is to see. And there it is. I believe that's the buggy. Yes, it is. There's nothing too terribly interesting. Oh, crap. We're shooting at it. Turn it off. Turn off my guns. Alright. We'll see what's on it. We might actually just grind off the Gatling turret on it, because that probably has some good resources in it. Motors and whatnot. I don't really need steel or steel plates or construction components right now, but everything else we can probably use a little bit of. Well, metal grids I know we have a lot of as well. But let's see here, what do we have in here? Yeah, computers, motors. The rest of the stuff will leave because we don't need that. Alright. We can probably take all of these conveyors as well, because conveyors have lots of good stuff in them. And we could use some more interior plates, so we can use that as well. Alright. Hopefully whoever had this doesn't need it anymore. Judging by the fact that it's been sitting here for, well, little over a month, I'm pretty sure we can... Actually, it has been over a month. We can pretty safely take this, because I don't think they're coming back for it. Alright. I don't know if anything is in the cargo container. I'm going... Oh, God. Okay, never mind. It's dead. What killed it, though? Because those guns are off. What killed that? I'm very, very curious about that. I mean, they don't drop dead on their own accord. However, that would be nice if they did. Alright, there we go. Let's see what they have on them. There's just some motors. Whatever, we need motors anyways. Okay, let's see what is in the cargo container. Just going to, there we go, and let's weld that back into shape. Nothing. Okay, that was a waste of time. However, we can, grind it away because it has displays and computers and motors in it. Everything else, I don't think I need. Nope, no metal grids. Really don't need much of that. Don't need much of that. Could use the computers in there. There we go. I ground away everything that we need in there. What about this? We'll take the motors. Okay. And might actually grind away that cockpit. That probably has some good stuff in the cockpit as well. And after this salvaging run, I think we might actually be able to leave this planet and finally get back home. Also, there might be, I'm pretty sure, I know that the crashed ship did have some jump drives in it, but I'm pretty sure that all of the superconductor components were gone out of it. But we can always double check to make sure. And I would like to do that, because the more superconductor components we have, the sooner we can get home, because the sooner we can build our own jump drive. We do not need the scrap. We're just going to drop that. Alright, I believe that's all we needed from that. Is that everything? Yep, that's good. What about you? Oh, we can use some bulletproof glass. That's about it. That's about it. What about the refinery? Well, we'll get the steel plate motor. Okay, that's all that we need. We'll grind away these. They always have good stuff in them. And the assembler. Yeah, let's take the computers and displays and motors. Alright. This has been a fruitful salvage run so far. And I know back at the that mining base, that other person's mining base, they had some pretty good stuff. I don't kind of feel bad taking their mining base, but they're not using it, probably. I guess we'll find out. Right there. Grab all the motors. I think we got the motors out of that one. What about the tire? No, a tire's just steel plate and stuff. A tire made out of steel. That sounds like a terrible idea. Alright, what about you? You actually have some pretty good stuff, and we'll take that, everything. Well, we'll even take the power cells, I suppose. Okay, good. Because I suppose we can always add more batteries to our own ship. Alright, and we will take you. right. That's, ooh, you can see the ship is getting quite full. It's getting very, very heavy towards the rear. Let's drop that steel plate. We just want the motors, computers, and well, I suppose we can take everything, but that's actually quite a lot of good stuff that we're getting from this salvage run. Alright. And then we'll just go on to the other side and grab the other batteries. Gonna have to grind away these. Ooh, these are heavy metal blocks. Oh well. And there's still one more in there. Actually, two more. And just about done. There we go. And whoop, one more, and then I think we'll be good. I don't think we need all of these power cells. And yeah, I think that's. I think we have enough power cells for the moment. I was just actually getting them for the computers, and it's starting to become nighttime out. We don't need any more solar cells because we have a bunch of solar cells back at base. In fact, I have the solar cells loaded into the ship, I believe. And if I don't, I can always do that. Let's turn off that scrap metal. We do not need that. And, alright, before it becomes completely dark out, let's take a look at the other ship. Or, not ship, station, rather. That you can see off in the distance. All right. Let's head on down. Looks like they added something to the station. Oh. It says turn back or you will die or you will get shot. Well, that's new. Okay, don't crash. Please don't crash. Oh yeah, there's Gatling turrets and missile turrets there. I don't know if you can see there, a whole bunch right where I'm pointing my cursor. I wish I could zoom in. If I had a camera, I could actually show you that. But there are Gatling turrets and missile turrets there now. They're not shooting at us, probably because we're not within range yet, but okay, so that is a no-go for salvaging that place. I'm sorry for bugging you in the past. Alright, well, let's head on back to our rocket. It is becoming nighttime out. Our salvaging mission is a success. We'll bring what materials we have in our ship right now and put them on our rocket, and I think we should be safe to take off. I hope. I think we should be able to. There's nothing that we really need right now. I mean, we could put gravity generator on it. In fact, maybe we should put the gravity generator on it, and then we will prepare for launch when daytime comes. Yeah, if they put the Gatling turrets and missile turrets by their base, chances are they put it by their ship as well, and their ship is no longer there. So I am not going to go take a look at that crashed ship, probably because it's probably as well defended as that new station is. Well, not new station, as that mining station is. So I think that is a no-go for checking for superconductor components there, unfortunately. It was worth a shot, but unfortunately, nope, not today. Alright, let's see. What do we have for hydrogen? Okay, we have enough hydrogen. We should be able to fill our stuff up. Alright. Let us fill up our cargo container. And jetpack, there we go. Jetpack down. In fact, I'm just going to meet you guys back when I fill everything into the cargo container. However, in the meantime, let us get all of the components we need to make a gravity generator. So, I'm going to go to production, large block, And the gravity generator is in here somewhere. Alright, that's all done. We do need some silver and gold. Do we have any silver and... Okay, we have gold and silver. It's just not in the right one. So let's move that over. And there we go. Also, let's take that uranium. And I think we'll let that sit and produce all the components. And I will meet you guys back when I have finished moving all of our components into that cargo. Alrighty then, it's all taken care of. So, let us go inside and get all of the stuff we need for our gravity generator. And then we will make that, and we will wait until daytime. I think that's just about all we need to do. And then it will be time for liftoff. Also, I should probably grab all that stuff too. Alright, construction components, all this junk. Make sure everything was made. It was. I don't believe we need the bulletproof glass. I don't know why it's sitting in there. But we'll take it anyways. I think we'll just nick all of the rest of the stuff that we have in here and put it in our ship. And then it will be go time. We will have a launch date of tomorrow at dawn, I think. And it seems as though it's still fairly nighttime out, so I'll probably just move the rest of the stuff into the ship during the night, and then we will... Oh, yeah, that's right. We're not putting it in here. We're making something. Herp, derp, derp. All right. Okay. So we need the gravity generator. Put you there. And where are we actually going to put it on our ship, though? I think that is probably as good of a spot as any. Make sure that we can access all of the panels for it, though. There we go, and we have everything we need as intended. We will keep the gravity generator off until we are in space to save on precious energy. Although we do have a nuclear reactor on board, it's not as critical, but we will toggle the block off for now. Alrighty then. I think... Let's make sure we don't have anything else on us. Yeah, we do have a couple of things that we don't need, so let's head on down to the engineering. I just realized we do not have any lights in our cabin, so I'm going to put a couple of lights in. Or rather, one light. There's really only need for one light in there. It's a pretty small little cabin. We'll just turn up the radius on it. And really, there's only room for one light. Let's place that. There we go. That'll be good. There we go. Much better. And you know what? I will meet you guys back at dawn, and we will be prepared for liftoff. Alright, dawn is starting to break. I have a lot of inventory stuff on me that I stole from the station, but I don't think we're going to need it. Let's take a look at what I have on me. I have all of our hydrogen tanks, all of our oxygen tanks, and I took what little ice we had left, which isn't really a little bit, it's actually quite a lot. And let's put that in the ship, and I think as soon as the sun breaks over the horizon, I think we can call for liftoff. Let's close this. We're going to have to check all of our systems to make sure that we are indeed ready to launch. We don't have a premature liftoff. That would be unfortunate. So let's put that ice wherever the ice goes. We don't need all of these hydrogen tanks on us. 3 is enough. Same with the oxygen tanks. 2 is enough. I also put all of our refining materials in here. So where's our assembler? When I have time, I will put everything in our assembler. But right now, I think we're more focused on liftoff than we are with making everything neat and organized in our inventory. But we do have everything that we need. And as soon as we find a good comet or asteroid to mine, I think we'll be in much better shape. Because we need some platinum and stuff, as I've stated before. Alright, anyhow, enough with that. Let's go into these systems. So we have our hydrogen thrust. Well, first let's take a look at our hydrogen tanks. We are... oh, we're only 70% filled. I thought we were completely filled. Tis an issue. Well, it is filling, though, so I think we should have enough. I might just wait until those tanks fill up, but I think we will have enough as soon as all of that hydrogen is broken down from the ice. Alright, well, I'll meet you guys back in a bit then. Alright, we are all set for liftoff. So, let's go to our control panel, turn on our ion thrust, turn on our hydrogen thrust. Alright, let's take a look. Everything seems set. Okay. I think we are ready for liftoff. So, say goodbye to our dear little planet. Goodbye, planet. It was nice knowing you. Kind of not so much, because I really liked the ship that crashed. But we'll rebuild it. How about that? We'll rebuild that awesome ship. Maybe someday. Oh man, that was a pain in the butt to build. But anyhow, here we are. We are ready for our adventure into this space. So, I suppose it's going to be liftoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff. And inertial dampeners off. Yep, let's keep the inertial dampeners on. And we are cruising at a pretty decent speed. Want to keep that speed above 150 meters per second. And you know what? This is actually flying pretty well. Not so bad, actually. Not so bad. Alright. I don't want to reach our terminal velocity. Uh-oh. Yeah, turn the inertial dampeners off, because those reverse thrusters are... Uh-oh. Says no fuel. That's probably just,
No fuel.
the electricity warning. We're fine. We have plenty of fuel.
No.
Alright, the gravity is quickly diminishing, so I think we're going to easily break atmosphere.
No fuel.
Alright, let's take a look at, well, let's get our speed back up before I decide to take a look at our hydrogen status. Alright, let's take a look at our hydrogen status, control panel, hydrogen tanks. We are, holy crap, our hydrogen is still really, really good. We really only used about 20% of our hydrogen getting up here. I could have probably done with a whole lot less fuel, but you know what? It's better safe than sorry. And we are almost into proper space right now. We'll let gravity slow us down a bit because I don't want to be going too terribly fast. Goodbye, planet. It was nice knowing you, and thanks for all the sabaroids and whatnot. Back in space where we belong. And we are just about slowing down. I'm going to turn our inertial dampeners on, because we're going to be breaking atmosphere and gravity. Well, we already broke atmosphere, but we're going to be getting out of the gravity field quite soon. Inertial dampeners off. Why are we still... Okay, there we go. And I think we're going to be all set.
No fuel.
Still a little bit of gravity left before we can safely be floating around, because we will still fall back to the planet at this given time. I believe it's around 30 kilometers out, is it? That the gravity goes completely away. And we are pretty darn close to 30 kilometers out at this point. Really about 3 more kilometers. I think we can probably just glide the rest of the way and save our hydrogen, because by the looks of it, there's not much out here other than those other planets. I do not see any asteroids. That is an issue. We are going to have to try to find some asteroids pronto so we can get more fuel. Although it does seem that we still have plenty. Alright, we are 30 kilometers away and we still have a wee bit of gravity left, so I think let's boost a little bit further, a little bit quicker. And any minute now, I think we're going to be completely getting rid of that gravity. So, I can probably walk around. Haha! And we still have gravity though, so. Goodbye, planet. It's a pretty cool view though, gotta admit. And let's speed up a bit.
No fuel.
Maybe it's 35 kilometers, something like that, maybe. Maybe even further. Well, we are almost completely out of the gravity field now. We only have 0.8 Gs left. And that gravity is not slowing us down nearly as fast as it was before. I probably could have done with a much smaller ship. But I did need all of the extra components on board. Well, let's boost out of here. I'm sick of waiting.
No fuel.
And there we go. We are in space. Haha! We are no longer tethered by the planet. So we can turn our inertial dampeners on. And we will slowly slow down. And once we do, in fact, an easy way to slow down is just to point my thrusters in the opposite direction. There we go. Now we're quickly slowing down. Because I would like to take a spacewalk out before I do any other thing and just see what kind of thing we will have to deal with. Alright, we are just about completely stopped right now. And I'm just going to take a wee look around. Do we see any asteroids that we could possibly hit up? No. No asteroids.
No fuel.
That's an issue. Alright, well, we are completely stopped right now, so. Ooh, that's right. Jetpack on. Or rather, gravity generator on. And inertial dampeners on. So let's turn that on. We will turn the field width down. We don't need that width as high. Height doesn't need to be nearly as high. We don't need to be using all of that. Depth doesn't need to be nearly as high. And acceleration, we'll have it right around 1/4 of a G, just enough to keep us on the ground. Alright, there we go. Let's take a spacewalk around. Make sure we have the hydrogen, because if we don't, we are going to be stuck. Alright, turn the jetpack on. And let's take a look. There we are. So that's where we crashed. And we came from, God knows, I don't know which direction we came from. So we are going to have to jump home if we can find some asteroids to mine. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. Because this place looks chocked full of asteroids, doesn't it? Alright. Well, I think we know what we need to do next is find some asteroids. So, I think that will be it for this episode. Thank you folks for watching. And I will catch you folks next time.